Hi, this is Jeremy Schoonmaker, pre-sales technical consultant for HP's Channel MPS Group. In this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Dynamic Mode UPD, how to install it, and the basics of how to use it. Dynamic Mode UPD is a different version of our universal print driver, and it allows you to find printers on your network, print to them, and then create direct IP queues, all without using the Add Printer wizard in Windows. So I'm going to start by showing you how to install it. Now, you just download the normal files from the website, hp.com/go/UPD. One more time, that's hp.com/go/UPD. Once you download those files, you're going to extract them, and then you'll end up with a folder in your C drive called HP Universal Print Driver, and then the version and PDL of your driver. So I've got here PCL 6.0. Inside that folder, there's an install executable, and you can just run that as administrator. Once you get to the second screen here, there's going to be a prompt for what installation mode you want. There's USB plug and play, traditional mode, and dynamic mode. So for today, we're going to do dynamic mode, which will install the universal print driver, and then in addition, it'll create a printer object in my printers and or devices and printers folder that I can print to directly. It'll just be called HP Universal Printing PCL 6, just like you see the name right here in this install screen. And that way you can actually print or to it or look at the properties of it, and in a second I'll show you that there'll be an additional user interface that pops up that lets you use it. So my install was successful, and here you see the printer show up, or if I use the print management console here, here's my HP Universal Printing PCL 6 print queue. So now what I do is I go to a file and I print, and you'll see that it'll show up as one of the available printers right here. And I click print, and now this additional user interface pops up. Now this user interface is made for finding printers on your network and then adding them as permanent objects to your printers and faxes folder. I've done this one time already, but this is what it'll look like by default, right? It'll have recently used printers will be empty, and then you have options to find a printer. Now you can search for network printers, and that'll search your local subnet for printers that are available, and it hopefully will find a couple of them here. You can also type in a printer address, either an IP address or host name, or if it's a printer share, you can send in the either UNC path for that. I know the IP address of my device, so I'm going to go ahead and type that in. And it's going to do a little bit of discovery here, just find the device and find out what it is, what capabilities it has. And then I can go ahead and click print. Before I do that, though, I'm going to click this checkbox that says add this printer to my printers and faxes folder. What that'll do is that'll install, after it prints, it'll install a new printer with this driver. So I'll go ahead and click print and get that sent over. Now, it does a little bit of validation, again, finding out the capabilities of the device. So the first time you do this with a new printer, it takes an extra 30 seconds or so to talk back and forth to the printer. And you can see the status here is it's established a communication, and then you'll see this printer validation. So it'll send my job over, and then I'll get a notification that it's adding this Flow 527 as a new printer in my printer and faxes folder. Now, again, this will use that version of the universal print driver that we had, and it'll create a new printer that I can use over and over again. That means I don't necessarily have to access this user interface every single time I want to print. This is really helpful if you use different printers, if you're somebody that travels, or again, if you just want to eliminate the need for IT to assign printers and set up printers for end users. This is a great way to do that. Note that also this new queue that I just created, this is a direct IP queue, so there's no server in between. It's going to go directly from my PC to the printer. So my job printed in the background. I'm not sure if you heard that. And then if I refresh here, you'll see that I have this new print queue called HP LaserJet Flow M527. And it's pointed to that same universal print driver that I was using before. And now when I print to this, it will skip that user interface, and I can just print directly to that device. Now, if you don't want to send a print job, but you do want to add new printers, there's kind of a trick way to do it. If you click on the Universal Printing print queue and then right-click and go to Properties, you'll get the same interface, right? Because this driver itself doesn't have any properties without looking at individual printers. So if I look for another device, I've got another IP address here. I can try and just view the properties of this printer. And in the meantime, I can add the printer to my printers and faxes folder. So again, if I push OK, it'll go out and do the same thing it did before. Start talking to the printer, find out what it can do. And what it should do now is pull up a printer properties window, but then also add it again as a print queue that I can reuse in the future. So if this is something, if you have new employees that they just need to add their printer for the first time, this is a really easy way to do it, is just check the properties of that device. So you can see here over in my print management console, I've got that pulled up, and hopefully in just a second we should have the properties window for that printer pop up. And now I've got the device installed. There it goes. It's successfully added, and then there's my properties window. All I can do is just push OK or cancel through there, and now I'm ready to go and within my new print queue. So that is the basics of installing and using the Universal Print Driver in dynamic mode.